Letter C. Okay. Ganun lang siya. Let's go to number 80. Okay. So, following instructions lang tayo. And if appropriate, mag-T-account tayo. Okay. Company X, prepare the following sales budget. Meron tayong month, Feb to June. Meron tayong cash sales. Meron tayong credit sales. Ang tanong dito, class, is the company's total budgeted collection from April to June. Ayan. Okay. Meron, well, yung cash sales, compute na natin. April to June. So, yung April, 90,000 yung cash sales. May, 120. June, 110. So, yung cash sales, 320. Okay? Doon naman tayo sa credit. Ano ba yung policy dito? Collections are 40% in the month of sale, 45% in the month following the sale, and 10% 2 months following the sale. So, ibig sabihin, class, tapos yung remaining 5% uncollectible. So, 2 months after the sale, hanggang dun yung pwede mo makollect. Tama? Ano ba ngayon? Ano ba hinahanap? April. So, yung Feb ba, makokollect mo pa yun? March, April. Yes, yung Feb, makokollect pa natin. How much yung makokollect natin sa Feb? 340,000 yung credit sales, last month na. So, 5%, so 10% na lang. Okay? 34,000. Doon naman sa March, so, meron ka pang 2 months, no? So, April, May. So, 2 months pa. 400,000. Ang makokollect mo dyan, class, yung 45% and yung 10%. So, 55%. Okay? 400,000 times 0.55, 220,000. That's for March. Doon sa April naman, yung 90% pa, makukollect mo. Tama? 370,000 times 90%, 90. Okay, 370 times 370 times 0.9, 333, teka lang, sa March, saan na ba ako? April pala, 370,000 times 95% pala. Kasi yung 5% lang di mo makukollect, yung i-write off. Okay? 370,000 times 0.95, 351,500. And then, May. Sa May naman, yung 460, dalawa lang yung makukollect mo, yung 40% and yung 45%. So, that's 85%. 460 times 0.85, 391,000. And then sa June, yung first month lang, yung collection, yung 40%. 380,000 times 40%. Okay? 380,000 times 0.4, you get 152,000. Okay, add natin lahat. Cash sales. Huwag mo kakalimutan yung cash sales, ha? Siyempre, collection din yan. 320 plus 34 plus 220 plus 351,500 plus 391 plus 152,000, you get 1,468,500, letter C. Okay, so following instructions lang. Following the company's policy. Letter C for number 80. Number 81. Company X expects to sell 150,000 units during the first quarter with an ending inventory for the quarter of 20,000. Variable manufacturing costs are budgeted at 50 per unit. Okay? So, and then with 70% total variable manufacturing costs requiring cash payments during the quarter. Fixed manufacturing costs, 120 per quarter, 40% required cash payment during the quarter. In the cash budget, payments for manufacturing costs during the quarter will total. Okay, so how much do yung manufacturing cost ibabayaran for that quarter? Well, tingnan muna natin ilan yung produce. Okay? So, yung inventory natin, nagbenta ng 150,000. And then, meron tayong ending inventory na 20. Therefore, yung produce, 170,000. Tama? Okay. And then, yung 170,000 na yan, yung variable cost niyan, 50. And then, 70% daw niyan babayaran ng quarter na yan. Multiply natin by 70%. Therefore, yung variable cost natin, 170,000 times 50 times 0.7, 5,950,000. Okay, and then yung fixed cost na 120,000 per quarter, 40% daw babayaran. So 120,000 times 40%, 48,000. Variable cost na 5,950 plus fixed cost na 48,000, we get 5,998,000. Letter C. Uy. Easy. Okay, let's go to, I think last na to for budgeting. Okay, let's go to number 82. Okay, it was the company's policy to keep a minimum cash balance. So about cash naman to. T-account pa rin tayo. So as you notice, puro T-account ginagamit natin. June 30 cash balance. So that's the beginning balance. Dividends paid. Siyempre, bawas yung cash natin dyan. Cash expenditures. Credit yan. Depreciation, walang effect yan. Okay? Cash collections. Debit. 1,780. Merchandise purchased. 1,124. Purchase equipment. 350. Ayan. So, compute natin yung ending balance. 900 plus 1,780 minus 240 minus 736 minus 1,124 minus 350, 230,000. Ngayon, kailangan daw mag-maintain ng 200. 230 naman so walang problema na maintain mo yung 200. Therefore, hindi mo kailangan mag-borrow. Letter C, did not borrow since its ending balance amounted to 230,000. Okay, letter C. So I think that's for, yun na, yun sa budgeting natin. Alright, so that's for budgeting. Class, let's go to standard costing and variance analysis. Actually, marami students na nahihirapan dito. Pero I'll show you na sobrang simple lang ng topic na yan. Okay, now, define muna natin, class, kung ano ibig sabihin ng standard. Standard means ideal, benchmark, and measure of acceptable performance. Okay? Acceptable. Ibig sabihin, class, pag sinabi mong standard cost, it means iyon yung ideal cost. Okay? Iyon yung acceptable cost or yung best estimate of cost ni management. Alright? That's what you call standard cost. Now, at the end of the year, kailangan i-compare natin yung actual cost, yun yung talaga na-incur natin versus the standard cost or the ideal cost. Siyempre, mas gusto natin, mas mababa yung actual cost kaysa sa standard cost kasi ibig sabihin nun, nakatipid tayo. Alright? Now, yung comparison yan, ang tawag natin is a management tool. Ang tawag natin is variance analysis. And variance analysis applies to materials, labor, and overhead. Okay? So, i-describe ko muna yung formula and then explain ko sa inyo later. Okay, doon muna tayo sa materials. Yung first row natin, actual price times actual quantity, standard price times actual quantity, standard price times standard quantity. Yung difference nung first two na yan, ang tawag doon, materials price variance. Yung difference ng second and third, materials usage variance. Ibig sabihin, yun yung ginamit natin sa production. Okay? Ito yung binili natin, ito yung ginamit natin sa production. Let's go sa labor. Actual rate times actual hours, standard rate times actual hours, standard rate times standard hours. Yung difference ng first two na yan, labor rate variance. Yung difference ng second and third, labor efficiency variance. Okay. Now, ayan muna. Apply muna natin yung, yung materials and labor. Okay? Mamaya itong overhead. Labor, materials, and labor muna. Doon muna tayo, class, sa number 90. Okay, skip muna natin yung theory. Balikan natin yan. 90. Okay. Company X is developing standards for its products. Each unit of output of the product requires 0.92 kg of a particular input. The allowance for waste and spoilage is 0.02 kg of this input for each unit of output. The allowance for rejects is 0.11. The standard quantity in kilograms of this output should be. So, mangyayari dyan, class, how much daw yung standard quantity natin? Now, sabi ko dyan, pag sabing standard, yun yung best estimate. Okay? So, in this case, ang gagawin ko, ang kailangan natin dito is 0.92. Tama? Kaya lang, may allowance tayo sa mga rejects. Kasi, estimate din natin yung mga rejects na yan. Yan yung mga spoilages. So, add natin yung 0.02 para dun sa spoilage, waste and spoilage, and yung 0.11 para dun sa mga reject. So, 0.92 plus 0.02 plus 0.11, you get 1.05. Answer mo dyan, standard quantity is dog 1.05. Iyan yung best estimate natin. Nagagamitin natin for each output. Okay? Let's go to 91. Company X is developing direct labor standards. A particular product requires 0.71 direct labor hours. The allowance for breaks and personal needs is 0.04 direct labor hours per unit. Allowance for cleanup, machine downtime, reject 0.12. The standard direct labor hours Okay, so yung kailangan natin, 0.71, kaya lang meron tayong breaks and personal needs na 0.04, and meron tayong mga clean up and machine downtime na 0.12. So add natin yan, 0.71 plus 0.04 plus 0.12, you get 0.87. Answer natin class, letter B, 0.87. Yan yung best estimate natin na standard direct labor hours. Okay? So and warm up pa lang yan. Let's go to 92. Okay, erase ko na. Class, ganito una mong gagawin pagdating sa variance analysis, okay? Pagdating sa actual board exam, pag binigay sa'yo yung exam paper sa first page ng questionnaire, ha, isulat mo na yung formula ng variance. Okay? Lahat. Materials, labor, and overhead. Okay? So, dalawa na yung susulat mo basically, yung regression equation and variance. Dalawa lang naman. Yun lang yung susulat mo sa exam questionnaire para di mo makalimutan. Okay? Pwedeng sa first page or pwedeng sa back page, okay? Or pwedeng sa scratch, kung saan pwede isulat. Okay? Yun yung gagawin mo dyan. Sige. Now, pinapakompute sa ating class, materials price variance, materials usage, labor rate, and labor efficiency. Ganito gagawin mo dyan. Sa 92, materials muna gawin natin. Okay? Una kong ginagawa, class, sinusulat ko muna yung formula. Yun yung first step mo. Okay? So, actual price times actual quantity, standard price times actual quantity, standard price times standard quantity. After ko, isulat yung formula, i-fill in ko na lang yung amounts yan. Okay? Sige. Standards. Materials natin, 3 feet per unit at 4.20 pesos per foot. Labor natin, 2.5 hours per unit at 7.5 pesos per hour. So, yun yung mga standards natin. No? Actual production, yun na-produce is 2,750 units. Materials natin, 8,700 feet purchased and used at 4.50 per foot. Labor natin, 7,000 direct labor hours at 7.9 per hour. Okay. I-fill in ko na lang yan. Tapos, kaya na. Ganyan lang siya. Doon muna tayo sa actual price. How much yung binili natin? Actual price is 4.5. Tama? And then, multiply natin sa actual quantity. Yung binili natin, 8.7. Take note class, minsan iba yung purchased dun sa used. Okay? Pag ang tanong, materials purchased variance, ang gagamitin mo dito, yung binili mo na, yung purchase, kung ilan yung materials na binili mo. Kasi materials purchase, dapat point of sale, point of purchase yung gagamitin mo. Okay? Dito, same lang naman yung purchase and used. So, kaya ang ginamit natin, 8,700. Okay? Pero class, tandaan mo, pag materials usage variance, laging yung actual quantity na yan, iyan yung used. Okay? Hindi mo gagamitin yung purchase yan kasi usage variance eh. Dapat used yung gamitin mo dyan. Anyway, so wala tayong issue dito kasi same yung purchase and used. Standard price, nakalagay dyan class, 4.2 per foot. Okay? Multiply natin sa actual quantity, 8.7. Standard price na 4.2 times, dito marami nagkakamali. Dun sa standard quantity. Usually nilalagay nila dito, dapat dyan based on actual output. Tandaan mo yun na, yung standard quantity is based on actual output. Nasaan yung actual output? 2,750 units. Okay? Ilang feet yan per unit? 3. Ayun. Yan yung standard quantity natin. So, ilan yung 2,750 times 3? 2,750 times 3, you have 8,250. Okay. So, pag na-fill in mo na yan, compute na natin yung difference. Compute muna natin. 4.5 times 8.7, you have 39,150. Okay. 4.2 times 8.7, 36,540. And then, 4.2 times 850, 8,250, 34,650. Okay. Compute natin yung difference. 39,150 minus 36,540, 2,610. Okay? 36,540 minus 34,650, 1,890. Okay. So, ang issue na lang natin, ano tawag dyan? Favorable or unfavorable? Para di mo makalimutan, tandaan mo to class. Tama ba yung first row natin? Actual cost to eh. Tama lang? Ito yung standard. Ngayon, sabi ko kanina, mas maganda, mas mababa yung actual cost mo. Kasi yun yung na-incur mo talaga. So it means, pag mas mataas to, yung actual mo, unfavorable yan. Pag mas mababa yan, favorable naman yan. Gets? Okay. So this one, mas mataas, Pag mas mataas yung taas, unfavorable. Pag mababa, favorable. So this one is unfavorable. Ito, mataas to dito, unfavorable yan. So sagot natin, materials price variance, 2610, unfavorable. Materials usage variance, 1890, unfavorable. Okay, ganyan lang din sa labor class. Direct labor, sulat natin yung equation, actual rate times actual hours, standard rate times actual hours, standard rate times standard hours. Okay? So, actual rate natin, sabi dyan, it's 7.9. 7.9 per hour. Yung actual hours natin, 7,000 hours. Okay? Doon naman tayo sa standard rate. Standard rate natin, class, is 7.5. Multiply natin sa actual hours na 7,000. Okay? Standard rate. And yung standard hours, okay, based on actual output. Ilan yung output natin? 2,750. Ilan yung actual, yung standard hours natin dyan? It's 2.5. Tama? 2.5. Okay? So, ano yung 2,750 times 2.5? How much yan? 6,875. Okay. So, compute natin. 7.9 times 7,000. 55,300. Okay. 7.5 times 7,000. 52,500. And then, 7.5 times 6,875, you get 51,563. Okay, compute the difference. 55,300 minus 52,528. Ano yung class? Favorable, unfavorable. Mas mataas, yung taas. Unfavorable. Ibig sabihin, mas malaki na gastos natin. 52,500 minus 51,563, 937. 937, mas mataas yung 522,500 sa 516,563, unfavorable. Okay? Labor rate variance, 28, unfavorable. Labor efficiency variance, 937, unfavorable. Okay? Easy lang actually pag labor and materials. Ito yung challenging, no? Overhead. Now, sa overhead variance, meron tayong tinatawag na 4-way. Okay? Meron tayong 4-way, 3-way, 2-way, and 1-way. Okay. Honestly, hindi ko kabisado yan. Okay? Yung 1, 2, and 3. Ang kabisado ko yung 4. Okay? Kaya yan na lang ginagawa ko. Kasi from 4-way, kaya mo ma-extract yung 3, yung 2, yung 1. Alright? So, ganito yung class. Tingnan natin yung pattern. Tatandaan mo yung acronym natin. Actual, BAA, BASH, and standard. Para di mo makalimutan, actual and standard. O di ba yun din yun? Actual, standard, actual, standard. So walang problema. Yung first and last, actual and standard. So ito na lang yung kailangan mo tandaan. BAA, budgeted at actual hours, and then budgeted as standard hours. Budgeted at actual hours, kaya budgeted fixed cost, kaya actual hours. BASH, budgeted at standard hours, kaya budgeted fixed cost and standard hours. Okay? Actual variable rate times actual hours. So, hiniwalay ko. Hiwalay mo ha. Ito yung variable, ito yung fixed. Actual variable rate times actual hours plus actual fixed rate times actual hours. Or basically, yan yung actual cost. Actual overhead cost. Standard variable rate times actual hours, parang ito lang. Nagiging standard yung pangalawang row. Okay? Tapos, same yung actual hours. Oh, same lang dito yan. No? Tama? Standard variable rate times actual hours, kaya BAA plus budgeted fixed cost. Parehong budgeted fixed cost to. Okay? Standard variable rate times standard hours. And then ito, puro standard. So yung first row, puro actual. Yung last row, puro standard. Standard variable rate times standard hours plus standard fixed rate times standard hours. Okay? Now, sir, ano ba yung budgeted fixed cost? Actually, different yung standard sa budget. Yung budget, specific dun sa company. Okay? Specific sa company. Yung ideal kasi, yun yung ideal sa lahat. Sa buong industry. Parang ganun. Okay? So, ganun siya. And usually, yung budget yan, total siya. Okay? Total siya. Total amount. Standard kasi, per unit. Okay? Or per quantity or per hour. Anyway. So okay na yan. Una mong gagawin, again, sulat mo muna yung formula. Ngayong class, ang tawag dito, sa difference ng actual and BAA, spending variance. Difference ng BAA and BASH, efficiency variance. Difference ng BASH and standard, volume variance. Ilan yun? 1, 2, 3. Hindi okay na tayo sa 3-way analysis. Okay? Sir, paano yung 4-way? Ihiwalay mo lang to. Okay? Ang tawag natin dito sa difference yan, variable spending. Kasi spending eh. Tama? Ito naman, fixed spending. Okay? So, ilan na? 1, 2, 3, 4. Tawag natin dyan, 4-way analysis. Doon naman tayo sa 2-way. Ganito lang yung class. Compare mo lang yung first and third. Ang tawag mo dyan, controllable variance. Okay? Kung may controllable ka, meron ka ding uncontrollable. Okay? 1, 2. Ang tawag dyan, 2-way analysis. Take note, yung volume variance and uncontrollable variance, magkamukha yan. Kasi yan yung capacity eh. Yan yung ilang units yung kaya ma-produce nung company natin. Okay? Kaya ang tawag doon, volume. Uncontrollable kasi wala namang control doon. Okay? O ikaw, at least as manager, wala kang control doon. Okay? Controllable and uncontrollable. Ngayon, ano sir yung one-way analysis? O di, compare mo lang yung actual and standard. Ito. O, ayan. Yung first row, compare mo sa last row, ang tawag mo dyan, total variance. Or total overhead variance. Di one-way analysis. Okay? So, ito lang tiyandaan ko. Na-compute ko yung 4-way, 3-way, 2-way, and 1-way. Alright? Sige. Sagutan natin yung 93. Papakita ko sa inyo class. Erase ko muna. Okay, and then pakita ko sa inyo kung paano siya. Alright, so hopefully masundan nyo yung number 93 ha. Ayan, so pinakompute sa atin lahat ng variance. 1-way, 2-way, 3-way, 4-way. Ayan. ABC Company uses a standard cost system for its production process and applies overhead based on direct labor hours. The following information is available. Meron tayong standard, direct labor hour per unit, blah blah blah, and then may actual tayo. Okay, ganito gagawin ko dyan. First step, sulat ko muna yung formula. Dapat kabisado mo to. Okay? Ganito class gagawin ko. Tingnan mo yung pattern na actual, BAA, bash, standard. So, try ko hindi tumingin dyan. Okay? Tignan natin kung kaya ko. So, hiwalay ko siya. Dito yung variable, dito yung fixed. Okay? So, actual variable rate times actual hours plus actual fixed rate times actual hours. Lahat actual. Doon naman tayo standard. Standard variable rate times standard hours plus standard fixed rate times standard hours. Okay? Second step. Ngayon, budgeted. Parehong budgeted. E, ibig sabihin, budgeted fixed cost, budgeted fixed cost. O, dito na lang. Okay? So, ang gagawin ko dito, standard variable rate times actual hours. Dito naman, standard variable rate times standard hours. O, di alam ko na yung formula. O, ganyan lang. Di ba? Yung pattern yan. Ngayon, i-fill in na lang natin. Okay? So, sulat ko ulit ha. Actual, BAA, bash, standard. Okay? Variable and fixed. Tingnan natin. So, saan yung actual natin? Actually, hindi mo na kailangan ng actual variable rate kasi may given sa atin na dun sa left, sa right hand side, yung actual variable overhead. Nakita mo yung 26,250? Yun din yun. Actual variable overhead. So, 26,250 plus yung actual fixed overhead given sa atin, 38,000. Di okay na tayo sa first row. Okay? Doon naman tayo sa BAA. Standard variable rate. Nasaan yung standard variable rate natin? Nakita mo ba yung 1.75? Okay. 1.75 times ilan yung actual hours natin? 10,000. Plus, what is the budgeted fixed cost? Or budgeted fixed overhead? Nakita mo yung 38,750? Okay. Plus 38,750. Okay. Copy natin yung 38,750. Okay, bash naman tayo. 1.75 standard rate or standard variable rate times plus yung standard hours, ulitin ko, based on actual output. Okay? Ano yung actual output natin? Ilan yung na-produce? 4,500 units. Nandun sa second sentence. 4, 5 units, multiply natin sa ilan ba yung direct labor hours per unit? 2.5. Okay? Huwag mo kalimutan yun. Wag 4.5 lang yung ilalagay mo. Dapat mo multiply mo sa 2.5. Ito yung actual output times 2.5. Okay, next. 1.75 times 4.5 times 2.5 Ano yung standard fixed rate natin? Meron tayong 3.10, tama? Plus 3.10 times 4,500 times 2.5. So, ingat ka sa standard hours, laging actual output times yung standard, ayan, ito in this case, standard hours. Okay, so compute natin class, 26,250 plus 38,000, you get 64,250. 1.75 times 10,000 plus 38,750, 56,250. Okay? And then, dito naman, 4,500 times 2.5 times 1.75 plus 38,750. Nakuha ko dito, class, 58,438. And then, yung last natin, okay, 4.5 times 2.5 times 1.75. And then, ito naman, 4.5 times 2.5 times 3.1. Okay, so 54,563. Yun. Basta makuha mo yan, okay na yan. Compute natin yung difference. 64,250 plus, minus 56,250. This is 8,000. Unfavorable. Okay. 64,250 minus, 56,250 minus 58,438. 2,188. Mas mababa ito. So, this is favorable. 58,438 minus 54,653. You have 3,785. 3,875. 58,438 minus 3,875. Unfavorable. Okay. So, ayan. Solve na natin. What is the total overhead variance? Number 1, yung total class, ito siya. Yung first and yung last. So, 64,250 minus natin yung 54,563. 64,250 minus 54,563, 9,687. Okay? Mas mataas yung taas, therefore, unfavorable tayo. So, that's for number 1. Number 2, controllable variance. Asan yung controllable? First and third. Okay? So, this one and this one. 64,250 minus 58,438, 5812. Mas mataas yung taas, unfavorable. Number 3, uncontrollable variance. Actually, yung volume variance din yun. Ayan, 3,875. Di ba volume yan? Yan din yung uncontrollable natin. 3,875, U. Number 4, spending variance. Ito siya, 8,000 unfavorable. Spending variance, 8,000 U. Okay, number 5. Efficiency variance, this one, 2188F. Number 6. Volume variance, yun din yung uncontrollable. So, kung ano yung sagot mo dito sa 3, yun din. 3875U. Okay. Number 7. Variable overhead spending, ito yun. Okay, so tingnan natin. Tingnan natin yung difference. 1.75 times 10,000. So, this is 17.5. Okay, 17.5 to. So, 26,250 minus 17.5, 8,750. Mas mataas yan, so unfavorable. 8,750, unfavorable. Number 8, fixed overhead spending. So, 38,000 minus 38,750. So, that's 750, favorable. Take note, class, wala tayong, eto, tingnan mo, magkamukha, tama? So, laging 0 yan. So, there's no such thing as fixed efficiency variance. Meron tayo variable efficiency. Kasi magkaiba to. Pero walang fixed efficiency. Walang ganun. Okay? Walang ganung concept. Let's go to number 9. Variable overhead efficiency. Ito yun. Which is this one then. 2188F. Okay? Again, yung efficiency variance and yung variable efficiency variance, magkamukha lang yan. Kasi wala kang fixed efficiency, laging 0 yan. And number 10, volume variance. Actually, kahit 4-way, kahit 3-way, basta volume variance, again, same output lang yan. 3875U. Ayun. That's for OH. So, hopefully, nag-gets nyo yung class, ha? Ayan, ganyan lang ang technique nyo sa OH. Ulitin ko, sulat nyo muna sa first page nyo, o kaya dun sa scratch nyo pagdating sa actual board exam. And then, saka kayo Saka nyo, ano yan, pag na-encounter nyo yung variance sa succeeding questions, ayun, babalikan mo na lang yung sinulat mo. Okay? Kasi minsan, kapag nasa actual boards ka, baka makalimutan mo yung formula kasi, siyempre, nakafocus ka doon sa mga questions. Pero pag ginawa mo, una pala, sinulat mo na, hindi mo na makakalimutan kasi pwede mo balikan anytime. Okay, so class, magsagot tayo ng konting questions na workback naman. Napakita ko sa inyo. 94. Information on ABC Company's direct materials as follows. Ang tanong dito, class, yung actual purchase price per unit. Ito. Okay, so ang gagawin ko dyan, sulat ko muna agad yung formula. Gawin lagi. 94, actual price times actual quantity. Standard price times actual quantity. Standard price times standard quantity. Okay, gagawin ko dyan. Meron akong standard unit price. Tama, ito yung hinahanap ko, actual price. Okay? Actual quantity given, yes, may 1.6 dyan. Okay, given din yung 1.6. Yung standard price, given ba yan? Yes, yung 3.6. Okay, 3.6 times standard quantity natin, hindi given. Given pala, 1,450. Okay, so given siya. So, mangyayari class, gagawin ko dyan, 3.6 times 1,450, 5,220. Okay? And then 3.6 times 1.6, 5,760. And then sabi dyan, yung materials price variance, favorable daw na 240. Okay? Favorable na 240. Tama ba class pag favorable, mas mababa yung actual cost mo. So, ibig sabihin, 5,760 minus 240, 5,760 minus 240, 5,520. Yun, 5,520. Ang pinapahanap sa atin, yung actual price. Ibig sabihin, di-divide ko lang. 5,520 divided by 1.6. Ayun, actual price natin, 3.45. Actual price, 3.45. O, ganun pa rin. Letter C. Ginawa ko, nilagay ko yung formula. Tinag-in ko yung figures. Alam ko na pag favorable, mas mababa yung taas. Work back, dinivide ko. Ayun, actual price, 3.45. Isa pa. 95 sa labor naman tayo. Okay, what is ABC Company's direct labor rate variance? Pag labor, actual rate times actual hours. Standard rate times actual hours. Standard rate times standard hours. Okay, so fill in ko yung amounts. Actual direct labor hours, 34.5. So lalagay ko dyan, meron tayong 34.5, tama? Times 34.5. Plus, nakita mo yung total direct labor payroll, yung pangatlo na item. Di ba, yun yung actual cost? So, dito na siya. Yun na yung first row natin. 241,500. Okay? And then, standard direct labor hours, binigay na rin sa atin, which is 35,000. Tama? And, kung may total... Okay. So, gagawin natin. Okay. So, meron tayong direct labor efficiency na favorable. So, this one, favorable daw siya na 3.2. Okay? So, hindi natin alam yung standard rate. Tama? Hindi natin alam standard rate. Pero alam natin, class, na yung difference nito, meron tayong 3.2 na favorable. So, ang gagawin ko dyan, standard rate times difference na ng dalawa. Okay? Kung favorable, dapat mas mababa ito. So, 35,000 minus 34,500, dapat yung difference yan, yung favorable natin na variance. Okay, let's solve for standard rate. So, gagawin ko dyan, 35,000 minus 34,500 is 500. So, 3,200 divided by 500, 6.4. Ayun, standard rate ko is 6.4. Okay, ang pinapahanap sa atin, direct labor rate variance. Ito. Kung 6.4 to, okay, 6.4, multiply ko siya sa 34.5 times 34.5, 220,800. Okay, difference ng dalawa na yan, 241,500, 20,700. Okay, ano siya? Mas mataas tong actual, therefore, unfavorable, letter boy. Okay. Kahit paikot-ikot yan, kaya natin. So, I think in-skip natin yung theory. So, balikan natin yan. Number 83 muna tayo. A company controls its production cost by comparing its actual monthly cost with the expected levels. Any significant deviations are investigated and evaluated. Standard cost variance analysis, DOG. 84, a primary purpose of using a standard cost system is, letter boy, to provide a distinct measure of cost control. Tingnan natin kung favorable or unfavorable. Letter boy. The standard cost card contains quantities and cost for dog, materials, labor, and overhead. Dog. 86, of the following variances, the one that is most useful in assessing the performance of the purchasing. Siyempre, pag nagpur-purchase ka, materials purchase variance yan. Letter boy. Materials purchase price variance. Materials usage variance are normally chargeable to, yun yung ginamit mo sa production. Therefore, letter A, production department. Number 88, the most probable reason a company would experience a favorable rate variance and an unfavorable labor efficiency. Pag favorable yung rate variance natin, mas mura yung pinapasweldo mo, yung actual rate. Mas mura yung pinapasweldo mo. Kaya lang, pag sinabi mong unfavorable labor efficiency, mas marami naman yung nako-consume na hours. Okay? Kaya class, ang sagot dito, boy, the mix of workers assigned to the particular job was heavily weighted toward the use of new, relatively low-paid. Low-paid, kaya favorable yung labor rate natin. Mas mura yung bayad. Kaya lang, unskilled workers sila, so malamang, nakakonsume sila mas maraming hours. Kaya unfavorable labor efficiency. Letter boy. 89, a favorable fixed overhead volume variance occurs if, asan yung volume variance? Ito. Actually, sagot natin dyan class, production is greater than planned. Letter D. Okay, again, yung volume, it's related to yung kung ilan units yung napoproduce natin. Pag mas marami kaysa sa planned, mas naging efficient tayo. That's why, pag production is greater than planned, meron tayong favorable fixed overhead volume variance. Okay, so that's for standard costing and variance analysis. Class, let's go to relevant costing. So, yung concept of relevant costing, ina-apply natin yan sa short-term decision making, such as the following. Number 1, make or buy. So, tayo magmamanufacture ng products or i-outsource natin. Accept or reject special order. Drop or continue a segment. Sell now or process further. Oh, parang familiar. Di ba? Ito yung sa AFAR. Okay, pwede natin i-bent at split off or further process. Okay, yan siya. Replace or retain an old equipment and utilization of scarce resources. Ang tawag natin dito, short-term decision making. Okay, so as you can see, meron tayong mga alternatives. Make or buy, accept, reject, drop, continue, sell or process, replace or retain, and utilization. So meron tayong alternatives. Now, paano natin malalaman if ano yung best option or best alternative for us? By applying relevant costing. We will consider, tinatawag natin na relevant costs. Okay? When you say relevant costs, may two characteristics yan. Number 1, differential, and number 2, future. Well, madali intindihin yung future. Okay? And actually, opposite niyan, yung sunk cost. Ibig sabihin, pag sunk cost, irrelevant sa atin yan. Okay? Mag-concentrate tayo sa differential. Pag sinabi mong differential class, it means incremental. Okay? So, pag may pinili tayo sa any alternative, for example, yung make or buy. Pag nag-make tayo, or pag nag-buy tayo, dapat different yung cost na i-incur natin dun sa dalawang alternatives na yan. Okay? Ang tawag natin dun, differential or incremental. Okay? Yung pinaka-common na differential cost, tandaan nyo to class, or incremental cost, yung variable cost. Okay? Such as direct materials, direct labor, and variable overhead. Yun yung pinaka-common. Okay? Plus, the avoidable fixed cost. Okay, so ito yung mga relevant sa atin. Ito yung mga relevant costs natin. The variable costs such as direct materials, direct labor, and variable overhead plus avoidable fixed cost. Pag unavoidable fixed cost, irrelevant sa atin yan. Okay, hindi natin siya i-consider. Alright, so para mas maintindihan natin yung class, let's answer our exercises. Dumuha tayo sa problem solving. Let's go to number 103. 103. Mamaya natin sagutan yung theory questions. 103, Company X is approached by Mr. Y, a new customer, to fulfill a large one-time special order. Okay, so magde-decide tayo kung i-accept natin or i-reject yung special order. For a product similar to one offered to regular customers, the following per unit data apply for sales to regular customers. Okay, so number 103. Direct materials, 455. Direct labor, 300. Variable overhead, 45. Fixed, 100. And then meron tayong markup. The company has excess capacity. Okay? Pag sinabing excess capacity, ibig sabihin, kaya niya mag-produce ng special order. Okay? Ang isang implication pa nun, walang opportunity cost or foregone opportunity. Okay? Yun yung effect ng implication kapag may excess capacity. Kaya pa nating i-produce yung special order without losing yung regular customers natin. The company's excess capacity, Mr. Y wants the cabinets in Nara, so direct material cost will increase by 40. Differential yun. Or incremental cost yun. For the company, what is the minimum acceptable price for this one-time only special order? Yung minimum na i-charge natin kay Mr. Y, yung relevant cost sa atin. Ano yung i-incur natin class kapag in-accept natin yung order? Well, syempre yung direct materials, which is, in this case, 455, and then mag-i-increase daw by 30, it means direct materials na i-incur natin is 485. Does that make sense? Okay. What else? Direct labor na 300. And then yung variable overhead na 45. Okay. So pag inad natin yan, 485 plus 300 plus 45, you get 830. Actually, yung sagot natin, class. 830 letter A. Yan yung minimum. Okay. Siyempre, pwedeng tumaas dyan. Maglalagay ng markup yung si company X. Bawal bumaba dyan kasi malulugi ka. Okay, as you can see, in-ignore natin si fixed overhead kasi i-incur natin yung kahit anong mangyari. Whether we accept or reject yung special order, i-incur natin yung fixed overhead. That's why, ang tawag natin sa kanya, well, hindi siya differential basically or irrelevant siya dun sa analysis natin. Kasi ang relevant sa atin yung avoidable. Pag wala sinabi sa problem, unavoidable yun. Okay? So for number 103, that's 830. Number 104, Company X manufactures furniture. The cost accounting system estimates manufacturing cost to be 90 per table, consisting of 80% variable cost. Okay? So 90, yung 80% daw VC. So ibig sabihin, 20% fixed cost. Okay. The company has surplus capacity available. It is the company's policy to add the 50% markup to full cost. The company is invited to bid on a one-time only special order to supply 100 tables. What is the lowest price? Okay, so ulitin ko, ang relevant sa atin, yung variable cost. Irrelevant sa atin yung fixed cost, unless avoidable fixed cost yan. Now, 90 times 0.8, 72. Okay, ilan yung orderin sa atin? 100. Ibig sabihin class, 72 times 100, 7,200. Answer natin, letter B, 72. Take note, minimum yung tanong ha. Okay, and obviously yung 72 na yun, mamark-upan pa yan ni Company X. So malamang yung dagdagan pa niya ng 50%. Okay, basta yan yung minimum. Okay, pwede pang tumaas dyan. Alright, so answer natin class for number 104, it's 7,200. Again, variable cost lang consider natin. Let's go to 105. Company X manufactures part X101 used in several of its engine models. Okay, monthly production cost for 1,000 units are as follows. 40,000 direct materials, labor 10, variable overhead 30, fixed overhead 20 or total of 100,000. It is estimated that 10% of the fixed overhead cost assigned will no longer be incurred. Anong tawag natin doon? Avoidable fixed cost. And it is considered a relevant cost sa atin. Will no longer be incurred if the company purchases it from outside supplier. Company X has the option of purchasing the part from an outside supplier at 85. Siyempre, pipiliin natin kung ano yung sometimes makakatipid. If the company accepts the offer, the monthly avoidable costs. Okay, so ito yung ma-avoid natin. Pag nag-order tayo outside, okay, instead of tayo mag-manufacture, actually yun yung make or buy, okay? Ano yung ma-avoid natin? Well, yung materials. 40,000, hindi natin gagastusin yan. Labor, hindi na rin, na 10,000. Variable overhead, hindi na rin, na 30. Yung fixed overhead, yung 10% lang yan, yung avoidable. So 20,000 times 10%, 2,000. So 40,000 plus 10 plus 30,000 plus 2,000, answer natin class, letter A, 82,000. Yun yung avoidable cost natin. Actually, 82,000 divided by 1,000, yun, 82 per unit. Yun yung i-compare mo dun sa outside supplier na 85 per unit. Okay? So, mas makakatipid tayo actually kapag tinuloy natin instead of bumili ka at 85. Anyway, so number 105, letter A. Let's go to 106. 106 is actually this one yan, yung utilization of scarce resources. Company X produces 3 products, X, Y, and Z. One machine is used to produce the 3 products. Additional information is available. Meron tayong 3 products, X, Y, and Z, contribution margin per unit, time on machine, and then may demand. The machine can be operated 7 days a week, 10 hours per day. So, ibig sabihin, 7 days a week times 10 hours per day, 70 hours yung maximum natin. Tama? Yun yung limit natin. Actually, yun yung tinatawag natin na scarce resource. Yung oras. Because isang machine lang yung pinampoproduce ng 3 products. So, alamin natin how many units should be produced and sold to maximize the weekly contribution margin. Ang gagamitin mo dito, ang gagawin mo step 1, compute natin yung contribution margin per scarce resource. Ganito yan. Si product X, Y, and Z, okay? Yung CM niya, 50 for product X. Per scarce resource. Asan yung scarce resource dito? Well, yung time on machine. Tama? Divide natin siya sa 25 minutes. So, 2 yung kay product X. Alright? Si Y naman, 90. Divide natin sa 50. Ilan yan? 90, yung contribution margin. Divide natin sa scarce resource na 50. You have 1.8. Okay? And then, yung kay Z, 112.5. Divide natin sa 75. 112.5 divided by 75. 1.5. Irarank natin class. Sino yung pinakamataas na contribution margin per scarce resource? Yun yung priority natin. In this case, rank 1 natin si X, rank 2 si Y, rank 2 si Z. Ayan. Kaya lang class, meron pang isang trick dito. Kasi yung demand sa atin, limited lang din. Bukod sa limited yung hours na pwede natin gamitin, may limit pa tayo na demand. Sabi diyan kay X, 60 units, kay Y, 40, kay Z, 50. Tingnan natin kung ilang units yung pwedeng gamitin for X, Y, and Z. Okay, so ganito gagawin ko dyan, class. So si X, ilang units yung ipoproduce natin sa kanya. Pag minaximize natin yung 60 units, okay, ilang hours yung magagastos natin for X. Paano natin kukomputin yan? Tama ba, class? Ganito lang yan. 60 times 60 units, ulitin ko, ganito gagawin ko dyan. 60 units times ko sa 25 minutes per unit, divide ko sa 60 para makukuha ko yung hours. Kasi ang maximum natin, 70 hours lang. Okay? So 60 times 25 divided by 60, therefore, kay X, 25 hours. Okay, so i-maximize natin si X kasi mataas yung CM per scarce resource niya. So, magagastos tayo ng 25 hours. Kaya pa, kasi 70. Okay? Doon naman tayo kay Y. Ang maximum ni Y is 40 units. So, si Y, pag nag-produce tayo ng 40 times ilang units si minutes? 50 minutes per unit divided by 60. So, ilan si Y? 40 times 50 divided by 60. Okay, 33. Yes, 33. 33 hours. Ayan. So, ilan na yan? 25 plus 33, 58. 70 lang yung maximum. Ibig sabihin, 12 hours na lang para kay Z. Alright. So, 12 hours kay Z. Ilang units class yung 12 hours ni Z? Ganito gagawin ko dyan. So, yung kay Z, para ma-produce mo siya, kailangan mo ng 75 units per unit. 75 minutes per unit. Okay? So, 12 na lang yung natitira sa kanya. Kasi yun yung limit natin, 70 hours. So, 12 hours, multiply ko yan by 60 para makuha ko yung total minutes na pwede pa kay Z. I-divide ko siya by 75 kasi yun yung 75 minutes per unit of Z. 12 times 60 divided by 75. Ulit. 12. Okay. So, okay. Sige. 12 times 60 divided by 75, you get 9.6. Okay? Actually, kung complete unit yung produce mo, 9 lang yung mga gagawa mo dyan. Okay? So, round down natin to 9. Therefore, ayan, yung mapoproduce natin. So, i-maximize natin si X na 60, si Y yung next 40, si Z naman 9. Kasi meron tayong limit na 70 hours per week. So, ulitin ko, kinompute natin yung contribution margin per scarce resource, ni-rank natin siya. Rank 1, rank 2, rank 3, according dun sa sino pinakamataas na CM. And then, kinonsider natin yung 70 hours, which is our limit per week. Okay, for 106, answer natin is A. 107. Company X produces weekly 15,000 units of product X9 and 30,000 units of X10, for which 800,000 common variable costs are incurred. Actually, class, sa AFAR, ang tawag natin dyan, yun yung joint cost. Okay? And yung joint cost na yan, actually, irrelevant sa analysis natin yung class. Kasi yung joint cost, kahit anong mangyari, i-incur mo yan. Tama? Actually, in-incur yan para sa lahat ng products. So, para siyang sunk cost. Hindi siya future cost. Okay? Kaya yung joint cost na yan, wala na yan. Hindi na relevant sa atin yan. Okay. These two products can be sold as is or processed further. Further processing of this product does not delay the production. Below are some information. Selling price without further processing. Selling price with further processing. And total separate weekly variable cost of further processing. Okay, so gagawin lang natin dyan class for the two products. Alamin natin kung sino yung profitable pag pre-process natin further. Ganun lang. Okay? Parang ginagawa natin sa AFAR. Now, tignan natin kung how much yung increase dun sa selling price. Kay product X9, 24, naging 30. Tama ba class? 6 yun? Nag-increase ng 6, tama? And then, ilang units si X9? 15,000. Okay? Yan yung additional revenue sales niya. 6 times 15,000, 90,000 yung sales. Kaya lang, mag-i-incur ka ng cost na 100,000. Therefore, negative ka pa kay X9. So, benta mo na siya agad. Wag mo na i-further process. Okay? So, wag mo i-further process yan. Let's go to X10. From 18, selling price naging 22. So, nag-increase ng 4. And then, ilang units si X10? 30,000. 4 times 30,000, 120,000 yung sales. I-incur mo ng cost 90. Okay? So, kumita ka pa ng 30,000 nung further process. Therefore, ang further process natin si X10. Kaya lang, ang tanong sa ating class, to maximize the company's manufacturing contribution margin, the total separate variable cost should be incurred each week are, well, ang i-incur lang natin para kay X10. Ano yung variable cost ng X10? Yung 90,000. Letter B or boy. Okay? In short, if further process natin si X10, ang i-incur natin na variable cost is 90, letter boy. Okay, so that's for 107. Let's go to 108. Okay. So, dito naman, magda-drop tayo ng product. Okay? A company produces and sells 3 products. So, as you notice, class, at the end of the day, pag relevant costing, well, relevant cost lang. Yun lang talaga yung kino-consider natin. Okay? Para makapili tayo between alternatives. A company produces and sells 3 products. Okay? Meron tayong product C, product J, and product P. Meron tayong sales, separable fixed cost, allocated fixed cost, and variable cost. Actually, yung allocated fixed cost, wala tayong control dyan. Tama? I-allocate sa atin yan eh. So, tingnan natin. The company lost its lease and must move to a smaller facility. As a result, the total allocated fixed cost will be reduced by 40%. Since ilipat ka ng place na mas maliit, mas mababa yung rent mo doon. Tama? So, yung allocated fixed cost, mababa daw. However, one of its products must be discontinued in order for the company to fit in the new facility. Because the company's objective is to maximize profits. What is its expected net profit after the product has been discontinued? Alamin muna natin, class, kung sino yung i-discontinue natin. Si product C, si product J, or si P. Okay, ganito gagawin ko dyan, class. Computin natin yung contribution margin nila. Kung sino yung may pinakamababang contribution margin, yun yung i-discontinue natin. Si product C, meron siyang 200,000 sales. Product J, 150. Product P, 125. Okay? And then, meron tayong separable fixed cost. Okay? So, separate, ibig sabihin, identifiable sa kanila, traceable. Consider natin yan. Minus 60, minus 35, minus 40. Okay? And then, merong variable cost na 95, na 75, and 50. Okay? So, ignore mo na yung allocated fixed cost kasi kahit anong mangyari, ma-allocate sa products yan. Tama? Unlike yung kanina na separable fixed cost, ibig sabihin, identifiable sa kanila yan. 200,000 minus 60 minus 95. Si product C, meron siyang margin na 45,000. Alright? Si product J, 150 minus 35 minus 75, yung margin niya is 40,000. Si product P naman, 125 minus 40, minus 50, 35,000. Okay. So, it means, among the 3 products, pinakamaliit na margin is si product P. So, i-discontinue natin yan. Alright? Mawawala sa atin yung 35,000. Kasi di-discontinue mo na. Ngayon, ang matitira sa'yo, 85,000. Tama? And don't forget, ang tanong sa atin dito, how much daw yung net profit? This time, consider natin yung fixed cost. Net profit eh. How much yung fixed cost natin? I-add nga natin, class. Yung tatlo, 35,000 for C, 40,000 for J, 25,000 for P. Nakuha mo yung 100,000. Ngayon, yung fixed cost na 100,000, since lilipat tayo ng smaller facility, yung 40% yan, hindi natin may incur. So, 60% na lang, fixed cost natin. Therefore, 100,000 times 60% is 60,000. 85,000 minus 60. Yung net profit natin, pag diniscontinue natin si P, is letter dog, 25,000. Ayan. Okay, so gano'n na siya. So, yun lang yung concept na i-apply natin class for relevant costing. Let's go to theory questions. 96, incremental analysis would be appropriate for A, acceptance of an order at a special price or special order, yes. Retain or replace equipment, yes. Sell or process further, yes. Dog, all of this. 97, when applying the cost-benefit approach, well, your relevant costing, the primary criterion is how well management goals will be achieved in relation to cost. Costs included or include all expected, punta tayo dun sa C, future costs that differ among alternatives or differential cost. Okay, ito yung dalawang criteria pinaka-important sa relevant costing natin. Plus all qualitative factors. Okay, letter C for number 97. Also, yes, number 97. Okay, next item. Okay, let's go to number 98. Right, so if a firm is at full capacity, the minimum special order must cover. Okay, pag full capacity, meron kang foregone opportunity. Okay, meron kang loss contribution margin. Kasi class, pag full capacity, para ma-serve mo yung special order, ili-let go mo yung regular customers mo. So, ang magiging price mo dito is letter dog. Variable cost and incremental cost associated with the special order plus foregone contribution margin. Okay, yun yung magiging basis of your price. For number 98, number 98 is letter dog. Okay, number 99. There is a market for both product X and Y. Which of the following costs and revenues would be most relevant in deciding whether to sell product X or process it further? Parang ginawa natin kanina dito. Letter C, yung magiging basis natin. Additional cost of making Y given the cost of making X and additional revenue from Y. If yung incremental profit natin, pag process further, is positive, then ayun, mas maganda i-process further. Otherwise, pag negative like this one, ibenta mo na as is. Letter C. Number 100, relevant costs in a make or buy decision of a part include, okay, tingnan natin class. Letter A, set up overhead for the manufacture of the product using the outsourced part. Actually, boy yung sagot natin dito. Currently used manufacturing capacity that has alternative uses. Ibig sabihin, may opportunity cost ka. Okay? Unlike yung city natin, annual plant insurance, letter D, corporate office costs, yung A, C, and D, kahit anong mangyari, i-incur mo yan. Okay? So yung boy, opportunity cost, incremental cost yan. Okay? Or relevant cost yan. Number 101, what is the opportunity cost of making a component given no alternative use of the capacity? Pag hindi mo naman gagamitin yung capacity, okay, to anything, hindi mo makaka-generate ng income, therefore, wala kang opportunity cost. Dog for number 101. Number 102, when a multi-product plant operates at full capacity, quite often decisions must be made as to which products to emphasize. These decisions are frequently made in a short-run focus. In making such decisions, managers should select products with, yung ginawa natin kanina, you may limit, okay, highest contribution margin per scarce resource. Letter dog for number 102. Last, let's go to responsibility accounting. Yung objective natin in responsibility accounting is how to properly evaluate the performance of responsibility centers. Okay, so ano ba yung responsibility centers? So pwede yung department, pwede yung division, pwede yung branch, headed sila by a manager. Okay, so actually dito yung concept ng decentralization. Okay, each manager, responsible sila or accountable sila, may authority sila sa responsibility center. Okay? Now, very important class in evaluating the performance of the managers. Dapat yung mga items lang or mga factors lang na controllable, under their control. Okay? So for example, yung monthly rent na bayad sa company o kaya yung advertising na ginagastos every month, walang control yung mga managers yan. So dapat hindi sila i-evaluate dun sa uncontrollable na factors. Okay? Now, responsibility centers can be divided into 4. Meron tayong cost center. Sige, example ng cost center, yung cost lang na i-incur nila. For example, maintenance, or IT, HR, and cost center yan. Revenue center, let's say yung sales department. Okay? Profit center, may sariling branch. So siya bahala sa revenue, siya din sa cost. Profit center yan. Investment center naman, siya bahala sa revenue, siya bahala sa cost, and pwede pa siya mag-invest. Okay? Ganun siya. Now, for each of these, dapat properly ma-evaluate sila. Usually, class, pag cost center and revenue center, pwedeng variance analysis yan. Okay? Sa cost, well, yun yung actual cost versus standard cost. Sa revenue naman, pwedeng actual revenue versus yung budgeted or target revenue. So, variance analysis pwede dyan. Pag profit center naman, class, usually, ni-evaluate yan using yung segment margin nila. Okay? When you say segment margin, basically, equal yan sa contribution margin minus yung controllable fixed cost. Again, important concept sa atin is yung controllable. Ang tawag mo dito, class, is segment margin. Alright. Now, mag-focus tayo sa investment center. Now, merong 3 ways to evaluate investment center. Return on investment. Ang formula natin dyan, class, operating income over investment, or yung usually investment is average assets. Residual income. Operating income minus average assets times required return. Okay? Ito yung minimum return. Yung required return na yan. Alright. So, syempre, mas maganda kung mas mataas yung residual income natin. Ibig sabihin, mas mataas yung generate natin na operating income kaysa dito sa required return. Okay? Or sa minimum return natin. Ngayon, class, yung next natin, yung EVA or Economic Value Added, variation niya ng residual income. No? Halos magkamukha siya. Ang pagkakaiba niyan, sa EVA, operating income after tax, ima-minus mo yung tax. Okay? Kung merong given sa problem. Sa residual income, hindi kasi mina-minus yan. Okay? Also, yung average operating assets niya, okay, i-compute siya by total assets minus current liabilities. Sir, bakit ganun? Ano ibig sabihin yan? Tama ba, class? Pag total assets minus current liabilities, equal din siya sa non-current liability plus equity. Does that make sense? Okay, so kaya total assets minus current liability, ibig sabihin, pag EVA, ang focus natin is more of long-term financing. Gets? Okay, ito pa yung isang difference. Ito, required return. Ito naman ang gagamitin mo, weighted average cost of capital. Kaya WACC yan, okay? Kasi nga, non-current liability and equity. Diba, yun yung naaral sa capital budgeting. Okay, so sige. So, apply muna natin yung class dun sa handouts natin. Let's go to number 109. Okay, 109. Okay. Goal congruence exists when? Okay, so actually class, meron din tayong concept ng goal congruence dito. Ibig sabihin, even if yung mga responsibility centers na yan, decentralized sila, dapat ang iisipin pa rin nila, at the end of the day, yung for the benefit of the company as a whole. Dapat mag-profit yung company. Okay? Ang tawag natin doon is goal congruence. Right? Doon tayo sa letter C, the company's managers are pursuing the goals of the company, which is profit maximization. Okay? Letter C for number 109. The sequence that reflects the increasing breadth of responsibility, cost center, profit center, investment center. Siyempre, ang pinaka-malaki responsibility dito, investment center. Kasi meron siyang revenue, meron siyang cost, nag-i-invest pa siya. Letter B for number 110. A maintenance manager is most likely responsible for cost center. Okay? Letter C. Next item, 112. A manager of a profit center is responsible for all of the following except sales revenue, yes. Cost of merchandise, yes. Expanding into new geographic areas, no. More of investment center yan, okay? Selling, yes. Letter C for number 112. In a responsibility accounting, a center's performance is measured by controllable costs. Okay? Controllable costs are best described as including, dun tayo sa BOY, only those costs that the manager can influence, okay, in the current period. BOY for number 113. Number 114, controllability may be difficult to pinpoint because of all of the following, except, tingnan natin yung choices. Some costs depend on market conditions, yes. Current managers may have inherited inefficiencies of a previous manager, is also correct. C yung except dito. The current use of stretch or challenge targets, dog few costs are under the sole influence of one manager. Dog Letter C, yung final answer natin for 114. Current cost of stretch challenge targets. Number 115, a major problem in comparing profitability measures. Ito, operating income, net income, etc. Major problem dyan, letter C, differences in the accounting methods used by companies. Okay, letter C. Sige, let's go to number 116. Actually, simple lang class yung computation natin for responsibility accounting. Number 116, tingnan natin. Company X has two divisions. Division A has a contribution margin of 79,300 and Division B has a contribution margin of 1,262. If total traceable fixed costs are 7,224 and total common fixed costs are 34,900, what is the company's net operating income? Okay, papakita ko yung solution class. So, meron tayong CM. Okay. Kay Division A, 79,300. Kay Division B naman, 126,200. 205,500. Alright? And then, i-minus natin yung traceable fixed costs. Actually, pag sabi mong traceable fixed cost, controllable fixed cost din yan. Okay? So, minus natin yung 72,400. Makukuha mo dyan, class. So, 205,500 minus 72,400. Actually, segment margin yung tawag dyan. Segment margin. Okay? Yan yung magandang basis kapag profit center. No? Ito. Contribution margin minus yung controllable fixed cost or yung traceable fixed cost, 133,100. Kaya lang, ang tanong sa atin dito, hindi naman segment margin. Ang tanong sa atin, operating income. So, minus pa rin natin yung common fixed cost. Okay. So, yung common fixed cost, actually, iyan yung allocated cost. Okay? 34,900. Yan yung uncontrollable. So, minus 34,900. Since ang tanong sa atin is operating income, yung minus natin yan. 98,200. Pero pag ang tanong sa atin is segment margin, 133,100 yung sagot natin. Final answer, dog for 116. 117, the divisional return on investment, ROI. ROI, OI, operating income over average assets. So, tingnan natin class. Operating income, compute natin. Meron tayong sales na 10 million minus variable cost na 3 minus fixed cost na 5. Okay. Operating income natin is 2 million. Huwag mo yung minus yung interest expense, yung actual interest cost kasi operating income nga. Invested capital, 8 million. Invested capital usually average assets yan. Okay? So 2 million divided by 8 million. ROI natin class is 25%. Letter C. Number 118. Company X uses residual income to evaluate the performance of its divisions. The company's minimum required return is 14%. Okay? In January, Division 12 had the average operating assets of 970 and operating income of 143,700. What is the residual income? Dali lang yan. Operating income natin, in this case is, so lagay natin, residual income is equal to operating income natin, 143,700. Ano yung minimum required return? 970,000 times 14%. Again, mas maganda, mas malaki yung residual income. Ibig sabihin, mas malaki yung actual income natin kaysa sa required return. 970,000 times 14% minus 143,700. Sagot natin class yan, 7,900, letter A. Alright. That's for number 118. Let's go to number 119. What is the economic value added or EVA? Okay, so EVA, again, variation lang yan ng residual income. Investment centers after tax operating profit. Nakita niyo yan? After tax. Okay, yun yung formula sa EVA. No? So, 50,000 minus... Okay, total assets and then meron tayong current liabilities. Again, bakit mo mina-minus yan? Kasi gusto mo makuha yung non-current liabilities and equity, yung long-term financing. Okay? Kaya ang gagamitin mo dyan para consistent, WACC. Alright, so 800 minus 80,000 and then multiply natin siya by 6.5% yung WACC natin. Sige class, kumpitin natin. 800,000 minus 80,000 times 6.5% and then minus 50,000. EVA natin, 3,200, letter C. And then number 120, last item for this topic. Okay. What is the segment is controllable segment profit margin? So, consider lang natin yung mga controllable costs. Segment A generated sales of 400,000. Variable operating expenses, okay, 180,000. And then fixed expenses, 40. Nakalagay dyan, it was assigned 20%. Okay? Nakalagay, controllable fixed expenses 40. Okay, so lagay ko dito, fixed. Since controllable siya, i-consider natin yan. Alright? It was assigned 20% of 200,000 of fixed cost, which is considered controllable. Ayun, 200,000 times 20%, iyon yung 40%. Kinonsider natin yan kasi controllable siya. Alright? So 200,000 times 20%, that's 40,000. Pag uncontrollable, huwag mo i-consider. Therefore, ang segment margin natin is 400 minus 180 minus 40. Answer natin class, letter C, 180,000. Yun. Okay, so that's for responsibility accounting. So let's go to nasagutan natin yung theory questions, no? Tama? Yes, nasagutan natin yan. So let's go to our last topic for part 1 of MAS, no? Transfer pricing. Sir, what is transfer pricing? Actually, class, part pa din yan ng responsibility accounting. And transfer pricing is the price charged by one department to another. Okay? Or one division to another. Now, yung transfer price natin, maraming pwedeng different na basis yan. Pwedeng market price, okay? Prevailing market price. Pwedeng based sa variable cost. Pwedeng based sa production cost. Or negotiated price. Maraming pwede yan. Okay? But at the end of the day, ang pinaka-objective natin is still goal congruence. Yung benefit of the company as a whole. Kung saan magpa-profit yung buong company. Okay? Now, tingnan na yung illustration ko na to, class. Ito yung buong company. Yung malaking box na yan. Let's say, this is ABC Company. Si ABC Company, meron siyang dalawang departments. No? Si Department A, nagpo-produce siya ng ink. Okay? Si Department B, nagpo-produce siya ng marker. Ngayon, si Department A, nagbebenta siya sa outside customer, pwede rin siya magbenta kay B. Kasi yung ink ginagamit yan para sa marker. Si B naman may option. Pwede siyang kumuha kay A or pwede siyang kumuha kay supplier. Tama? Ngayon, since magkahiwala yung department na yan, well, possible yan na maging selfish sila. So gusto nila mag-profit yung department nila at the expense of the whole company. Well, dapat hindi ganun. Kasi again, ang goal natin is goal congruence. To achieve goal congruence, ito yung general rules natin pagdating sa transfer pricing. Remember this, very important. Ito yung general rule natin. Yung maximum transfer price na i-charge ni A kay B. Okay? Kasi si A yung pwedeng mag-supply ng ink kay B. Yung maximum is the selling price or the market price. Okay? Ibig sabihin, kung magkano siya charge ng supplier kay B, let's say 100. 100 lang per unit. Ito yung maximum. Hindi pwedeng i-charge ni A si B na mas mataas sa 100. Ano yung gagawin ni B? Doon na siya bibili sa outside supplier. Does that make sense? Okay, that's why yung maximum transfer price is the selling price or the market price. Okay? Next, ano naman yung minimum para hindi malugi yung buong company? Yung minimum na i-charge ni A kay B. Depende yung class. Yung minimum transfer price, ito yung rule natin. Okay? Incremental cost, alam nyo na yung incremental cost, sinabi yung relevant cost kanina. Plus opportunity cost of selling division. Sino ba yung selling division? Si A. Ano ba yung opportunity cost? Actually, that's your contribution margin. Okay? Tingnan muna natin, class. Dalawang scenario lang naman yan. Una, with excess capacity. Pangalawa, without excess capacity. Ano ibig sabihin nun? Let's say si A, ang total capacity niya na 10,000. Ang binibenta niya outside, 8,000. Tama ba merong capacity si A na 2,000 pa? Pwede pa siya mag-supply kay B na 2,000 na ink. Ang tawag natin doon, with excess capacity. Ngayon, pag with excess capacity, ano yung incremental cost ni A? Tinuro sa relevant costing, usually yan, variable cost. Wala kang opportunity cost kasi may excess capacity ka naman wala kang loss na income. Tama? Wala kang i-let go na customer. Ngayon, pag without excess capacity, let's say 10,000 yung outside sales. Okay? Zero ngayon yung capacity mo. Wala na. Ang tawag na ito, without excess capacity. Ngayon, pag nag-supply ka kay B, may i-let go ka na outside customer. In that case, meron kang opportunity cost. So, ibig sabihin, yung incremental cost natin na variable cost plus opportunity cost, ano ba yun? Yung loss contribution margin, variable cost plus CM. Di ba, class? Pag variable cost, in-add mo sa CM, di ba selling price din yan? Tama? Kasi sales minus variable cost, CM. So, CM plus variable cost, selling price. Ayun. So, selling price to and selling price to. Ibig sabihin, yung maximum transfer price is the selling price. And then kapag meron kang, without excess capacity, variable cost plus CM is the selling price pa rin. Okay, so sige, apply natin yan. Hopefully, nakuha nyo yung concept dito sa handouts natin. Okay, so let's go to number 121. Transfer price is, okay, let's go to the term B, the price charged by one segment of the company for goods or services provided to another segment. Okay, boy is the definition of transfer price. Let's go to number 122, the criteria used for evaluating performance. Okay, let's go to A, should be designed to help achieve goal congruence. So again, so responsibility accounting, goal congruence. Number 123, with two autonomous division managers. Ito. The price of goods transferred between the two divisions needs to be approved by letter boy, both divisional managers. Okay, pareho sila. Si buying division, si selling division. Mag-agree sila kung ano yung transfer price. Okay? Boy yung sagot natin. The minimum transfer price is determined by, ano yung minimum transfer price natin? The incremental cost. Okay? Letter A yung sagot. Incremental cost in the selling division, sa illustration natin si A. Ano usually yung incremental cost? The variable cost. Direct materials, direct labor, and variable overhead. Okay. Let's go to the next three items. So again, class, yung transfer price na yan, syempre pag-uusapan yung dalawang divisions yan, and maraming variations yan. So tingnan natin dito sa next three items. Okay, Company X produces various products used in the construction industry. Division A produces 100,000 copper fittings each month. Relevant information for last month follows. Meron tayong sales, expenses, and variable manufacturing. Okay, fixed, variable selling, fixed selling, variable G&A, fixed G&A, or general and administrative. Top-level managers are trying to determine how a transfer price can be set. Okay, so for number 125, sabi dyan, a transfer price based on variable cost. So pwede yun. Nasaan yung variable cost natin dito? You have, ano yung mga variable na i-incur natin? 0.5 na variable manufacturing, meron tayong variable selling, meron tayong variable G&A, 0.15. Ayun, 0.5. Plus 0.3, plus 0.15. Okay, that's 0.95. Answer natin, class, letter boy. 126, a transfer price based on full production cost would be set at alin yung mga i-capitalize natin? Ano yung product cost dito? Variable manufacturing? What else? Fixed manufacturing? O yun lang, kasi the rest, puro expenses na yan. So 0.5 plus 0.25, 0.75. Answer natin, letter A. Number 127, if Division A sells 100,000 fittings per month to outside customers, the per unit transfer price is not likely to be below. So class, take note, sabi dyan sa second sentence sa taas, Division A produces 100,000 copper fittings. And then sinabi dyan sa number 127, 100,000 daw yung binibenta niya to outside customers. Ano ibig sabihin nun? Without separate capacity. Okay, pag without separate capacity, variable cost plus loss contribution margin, or basically, yung selling price natin. How much yung selling price? Selling price natin, class, 250,000. I-divide natin yan by, ito yung sales eh. Divide natin sa binenta natin na 100,000 units. Answer natin dito, class, 2.5. Ayun, consistent tayo dito. Letter dog for number 127. Okay, tapusin natin to, class. Next 4 items. Division A of Company X makes a part that can either be sold to outside customers or transferred internally to Division B. Annual data relating to this part are as follows. Annual production capacity, 80,000. Selling price, 35. Variable cost, 23. Fixed cost, 5. Division B of Company X requires 15,000 units per year and is currently paying outside supplier 33. So si Division B, bumibili siya na 33 pesos sa supplier. Okay, so tingnan natin, class. 128. If outside customers demand only 50,000 per year, what is the lowest acceptable transfer price? So take note, class, na yung capacity, yung total capacity is 80,000. So sabi dyan, if ang demand ng outside customers is 50,000, meron ka pang 30,000 na excess capacity, ilan ba yung kailangan ni B? 15,000 lang yung kailangan. So kaya mo siyang supplyan. Okay? Pag meron kang excess capacity, ang i-charge mo sa kanya, ideally, is the variable cost. Nasaan yung variable cost dito? 23. Number 128, answer natin, dog. Ganun lang siya. Number 129. If outside customers demand 80. So yung capacity mo 80, yung outside 80, so 0 na yung pwede mo ibigay kay Department B or yes, kay Division B. In that case, what is the lowest acceptable transfer price? How much mo ba binebenta sa outside customers? How much yung selling price mo? Okay? Selling price natin is, so without excess capacity, ito. Selling price natin is 35. Answer natin for 129, letter A, 35. Let's go to number 130. If outside customers demand 80,000, and if by selling to Division B, Division A could avoid 4 pesos per unit in variable selling, what is the lowest acceptable transfer price? Okay, so 80 yung total capacity, ang pinoprovide mo, 80 rin. So 0. Tama? Ngayon, ang rule natin, dapat selling price na 35. Kaya lang, makakatipid si A by 4 pesos kasi hindi na niya lang mag-incur ng variable selling. Okay, therefore, ang i-charge niya kay B is 31. Letter C. Okay? And last item, 131. If outside customers demand 70,000, so ang total 80,000. Tama? So, ibig sabihin, kung outside customers 70, ang pwede mong ibigay kay B is 10,000 na lang. Ilan yung kailangan ni B? 15,000. Nakalagay sa problem. What is the lowest acceptable transfer price to B? Ganito gagawin natin dyan, class. Tama ba yung 10,000? Excess capacity pa yan. Tama? Pag excess capacity ka pa, variable cost ka pa. Dun sa 10,000 na kailangan ni B, variable cost yan. Okay? Yung sa 5,000, kasi 15,000 kailangan niya. Yung sa 5,000 na yan, i-charge na yan at selling price. Tama? Kasi beyond capacity na yan. So, paano gagawin mo dyan, sir? Isang price lang yung kailangan mo. Well, ang gagawin ko dyan, ano ba yung variable cost dito? 23. Ipo-prorate ko lang yan. 23, yung variable cost ko, yung 10,000 with excess capacity, so 10 over 15, plus yung selling price natin na 35 without excess capacity yan. So, 5 over 15 yan. Okay? Nakuha niyo ba, class, kung paano ko siya pre-rate? Okay, so again, pre-rate ko siya. Ito kasi yung 23 with excess capacity. Kaya pang ma-serve yung 10,000 eh. Tama? Kaya 10 over 15. Yung 5,000 hindi na kasi beyond capacity na yan. Kaya selling price tayo. Okay, selling price times 5 over 15. Sige, compute natin yan. 23 times 10 over 15 and then plus 35 times 5 over 15. Nakuha ko dito is 27 letter boy for number 131. Okay, so that concludes our pre-week lecture for MAS Part 1.
And I absolutely threw in the goo, bro. That was just that was brain fatigue right there.
I'm not tired. Am I? I don't know. Yeah, I'm tired. Okay, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing.
Spart, what's your take on the Godzilla franchise?
I mean, 24-hour stream or what?
I haven't seen all of them, and I'm not like a massive Godzilla fan. They're fun flicks. I guess I think you're probably talking about the newer ones. They're fun movies, you know, just like a, what do you call that? A popcorn flick. Like you just watch it, you kind of turn your brain off, enjoy some mindless action. And if you go into it expecting that, I mean, you're gonna have a great time. What are you saying to me?
You doing 24-hour stream?
No way, man. You
Well, you
crazy?
already half done. You already half done.
No, I'm almost 9 hours in.
Yeah, almost half done.
That's a third done, bro. 3, 2, 1, skin. Hey, look at this
Yeah.
loot token.
Don't touch it.
Contract complete. Good work, soldier. Job done. All available contracts hacked.
Hello, Tarnished. Hello, Tarnished. What are you doing in this area?
Nothing. Looking for a goo token that someone stole from me.
You come to take a look at my wares.
Let's
go by Lodi, bro.
Get after it.
Bro, every time I switch my email things, they always go back to normal or to default. I'm jealous that
You
you
just
have.
gotta do it again, bro. Mine always reset, and I just do it again. Not my emotes, but all the other stuff. Play box in here.
Friendly loadout drops on the way.
XM4, XM4. XM4, XM4.
You swearing by it now?
XM4. No, Craig better, but
The Craig's better?
we'll find out tomorrow.
They've got a sensor online.
They see me, Loquillo. They will see me, they really think you have to go.
You ever done donuts in an LTV at 2 a.m.?
No. Welcome to another Whoa CG unboxing. Got special guest Spartacus that does not know manners. Take the flare, you bot.
Whoa,
You
Vernon
do
hit
declare
it
you have a
again!
flare, you know what I'm saying?
Vernon dropping it with the other
We need this.
10! Give
How our
it
night's been going, I
Kaboom!
Safe zone.
Vernon can't stop, won't stop. Enemies nearby. Did you not get that pop up, bro? They're this way. Just the one? Another. Backside. I'm sniped from Little Millie direction. Outpost direction was. Woes is a muted boy.
Got me eight.
Dude, I will get used to this pedal. All right, you take that. I'm a distract, Spart. I'm a distract.
Okay, they're on our
I'm gonna
loadout.
run him over.
He's still on Lodi. I'm seeing one.
Okay. The other one's beside me. Come on. I'm making.
Down one.
Okay. Dude, why does it pull me out on that side?
It always does that crap.
Bro! Hey, man, would you like to kill me?
My server's crashing, bro. There's no way I won that with it lagging out and not being able to play it up. Oh my gosh. Cool, calm, and collected. Always.
How does it do that?
Bro, it's bugged. You remember that time when I was on the bridge, Woes?
Yeah?
And it put me out on the
It's
wrong
true.
side? Yeah, now you got a little taste of it right there.
I'm not driving vehicle anymore. I'm not. Jingles are banned.
Meat.
Good dumb things.
Meat.
Wait. Oh, you don't have a gulag? Chat's yelling at me, flare. Shut up, chat. We're saving it for the end game.
Blair!
Nah.
Hostile UAV.
Not
in
all
the
together.
area.
Flare.
Enemy U.
Honestly, if I had remembered I had it, I would have popped it while you were up there, like right after you died, so that you could get your gear back. But I forgot I had it.
Oh. Bye, Diablo. Alright, I'm at the buy. Ready for my money to buy a little.
Ready for my money?
Yeah, you heard me.
It's like my daughter, bro. When I put her in her chair and she just sits there and points at the strawberries and says, "More, more."
Friendly loadout drops on the way.
She's a strawberry fan.
Oh, she's just